you've always seemed to have had a reasonably high profile and been proactive within the IOG. I think you've sat on panels at Q&A sessions for them at shows, and that's obviously something that you feel quite passionately about still, that you need to put something back.
Yeah, yes, without a doubt. I'm all for bringing youngsters through for training, and the IOG gives all of that to new and young groundsmen, and they've got initiatives now for the young groundsmen, which I think are going to bring it forward even more. The technology with pitches these days is fantastic. If Bill was around now and saw the equipment we have, saw the Deso style pitches, he would be wondering what the heck it was all about. We have irrigation popping up on most of our pitches here. Every cricket square has irrigation computerized. I can switch it on with my phone. It's a different world now, and hopefully it'll move on and on and on, and they'll become grounds directors who grab the salaries that should be there for these people that run these big establishments. And I'm including, Premiership grounds and places that where we play international sports. So I hope it helps recognise those people, and I won't name any of them, but I know them all, who put that extra effort in and bring staff along with them. And I think that's important to keep the Bill Bowles legacy, if you like, rolling on.
Obviously, with a place like Eton, the history is very important, but looking now towards the present and the future. Currently, the job you now have, I think you were telling me earlier, you've got something like 1,000 acres to look after, encompassing rugby, football, hockey, cricket, golf, even a boating lake you're looking after as well.
The boating lake,
now,
conservation area.
That's got to give you a broad brush of skills and a broad brush of challenges as well to face.
Yeah, the job has evolved. It's gone in 3 sections in 22 years, really. I came here on sports only. Eventually, I got involved with the forestry side. We have thousands of trees on site here. All of them now are recorded, aged, health checked, and we monitor them closely, especially by public walkways. And of course the rowing lake came along later, and there's 2 sides to the rowing lake. You've got the conservation area and wetlands, and a nice enclosed area that people don't get to see very often. Then you have the manicured, groomed landscape drive entrance down to the main boathouse, which looks fantastic, and I've got staff there that are very conscientious and do a great job down there. So it's expanded. We had the Jubilee River built around us, which is a flood relief scheme, and we lost a pitch, but funny enough we gained 3 elsewhere that we recovered some farmland, and we've now got 3 football pitches there. So though we lost one, we gained.
That was a fair trade, by the
I think so, yeah.
So with all of that to look after, you must have some kind of budget and some kind of team that you've got to manage.
Yeah, the team is around about 25 to 27. People come and go. We're in between staff sometimes. But it's separated into 3 sections really, which is the forestry and gardens, the playing fields, and the rowing lake. And the staff are spread. The biggest section of the forestry and gardens. They've got about 13 at the moment. Then you've got the golf course, of course, with 2 permanent staff, head greenkeeper and assistant greenkeeper. Playing fields, which are all other sports really, which is another 10 people, and then 3 at the rowing lake. So they're all spread around this place, and they come under the 3 sections, which basically are the supervisors, who I manage on a day-to-day basis.
Yes, I think it's well documented you have a passion for cricket.
Love cricket.
So are you still producing here those wickets that are dangerously fast almost?
Yeah. Not dangerously fast. I'm very lucky to have brought staff through with me. So there are people here that were here before me, and there's also youngsters that I appointed that are now men who married and had their own children, and they come through. So hopefully the initial impact, we had the World Cup here under 15 in 2000.
Oh, wow.
And Alistair Cook played, Tim Bresnan played, many of the present West Indians were in those teams, and they were out here. We had England under 19s, and Pakistan, Australia all came here to play. Middlesex have played here. So we've been tested by some of the best. And yes, cricket is my passion. can't say it was because it still is. And that's, I think, the acid test for groundsmen is golf courses, golf greens, and cricket pitches.
Okay. I'm not going to comment on that because I know too many others. Don't pull me up, no. Impressive facilities. You've got a different set of problems to most people that are running the facilities. Not only have you got the wide variety of different surfaces and areas that you've got to look after, you've also got a very different set of customers. The pupils here are, amongst the good and the great. You've got, future prime ministers, leaders of industry, royalty. What kind of impact does that have on how you do your job?
I wouldn't say it has a lot of impact on us. Our security levels are much higher now than they ever were. And that, I think, probably applies to many establishments.
Sure.
Staff have to be checked. Visitors are generally checked if we're in amongst the boys within the school. Yes, we've got a lot of CCTV. Yes, gates are monitored. Every car that gets in and around the place, but we're very wide open here. We're actually in a small town, and the town carries on its business around us. But we have 11 major fields that are not used for sport at the moment that are out there down by the Thames, and we own a lot of land around this area, so we have to manage and maintain. We are tenanted out, so we have tenant farmers running around for us, which we manage. We do.
Does that fall under your remit at all?
Yes, it does. Yeah, we manage all of that. I've got a man who works for me that does the tedding, hay baling, is it called? And,
Okay.
Yeah, he does all that. So we give the hay away to the Horse Trust, which is a charity.
Right. Okay.
So we don't make anything out of it, but we're creating wild areas. People like to see the areas that are not tended, that are weed sprayed and fertilised. All those other areas are kept as wild areas, as hay meadows, which is our existing landscape strategy at the college.
So with that impressive array of pupils here, do you feel under any extra pressure to deliver facilities of a certain standard?
Yeah, you have to. It really is important. You have associations attached to the college, like the Old Etonians, who play a good level of sport. They know you get coaches here for rugby, cricket, football, hockey, who have probably played international or a high level of county cricket, rugby, football. Same with the tennis. We've got 20 tennis courts here. The coaches have all probably, and I know some of them have played, top class sport. So they expect a level. You can't fool the pros, and therefore, especially if it's a cricket pitch. If it ain't good, they'll know straight away. And boys may be fooled early on in their careers, but certainly the pros expect a high standard, and therefore you're always tested every Saturday during the summer.